Yeah, my name is Denise.
Denise, you said?
Yes.
All right. And how's your day going, Denise?
It's okay. Hot.
I know we're not supposed to ask women their age. How old are you?
I'm 46.
40?
46.
46? Oh, you look good.
Thank you.
I
Thank
didn't,
you.
I didn't.
Really?
I'm 44, so I
Oh,
didn't
wow.
think
Okay.
you were going to
Thank
say
you. Yeah, 40.
46.
Yeah.
And not that that's old or anything,
Yeah.
because I'm right
It
there.
feels old to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got older since
So
I've been out here.
this will do it to
Yeah.
us. If anything, this will do it to
Yep.
us. So, and where are you from?
I'm from Pottstown. PA.
Pottstown?
Yeah, PA.
I know where you're at.
You sit,
And
you sit in the Pottstown Diner.
okay. How was your childhood growing up?
It was horrible. I grew up with one parent with my father. My mom left when I was 2. She was alcoholic.
Okay. So your father was the one that raised
Yep.
you?
Yep.
And you said it was horrible?
I mean, it was tough. We didn't have money. We were poor, and
Okay.
latchkey kids. Dad never home. He had to work. Support the family.
Was there any type of abuse or any drugs or anything like that?
No, after my mother left, no, he quit. He quit everything. So, yeah, when my
Okay.
mom was around, there was a lot of drugs and alcohol, but he gave it all up the day she left.
And what's up, Chris? What how old were you when your mother left?
I was 2.
2?
2.
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
Do you know why she left or
Alcoholism. She was an alcoholic.
Okay,
She didn't want
so
to
she
take
was
us on the
dealing-
ride. Yeah.
she was dealing with alcohol? Wow. How was that being a young girl and not having your mother around?
It wasn't easy. I had an older sister, but she was going through the same thing also. So, it was tough,
Yeah. 1 second. Any siblings?
Yeah, I have a sister. She's 2 years older. And then I have a half brother that I don't know. My dad got a woman pregnant at the same time my mom was pregnant with my sister. So.
Okay. How was things being raised by a father only?
It was difficult, for being a girl. And then at 13, I was issues with my father, and I was kicked out. I was emancipated and went to work.
When you were 13?
13, yeah.
So what was going on that happened?
My sister's boyfriend was beating her up, and I called the cops because I was concerned for my sister. And because they were selling weed out of the house, my dad said I put the family in jeopardy of being, with the cops and everything. So he kicked me out. And I went to work. That's when I started working at the Pottstown Diner and met my husband when I was 13.
Wow, so you were just trying to protect your sister.
Yeah.
And wow.
Yeah.
How did that feel?
Shitty, of course. Not having a mom and then not having a dad.
Yeah.
I started work at 13 and I didn't stop until 2 years ago when I came home.
So you said 2 years ago when you came home?
When I came here.
Oh, when you came here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I ended
go ahead.
up marrying the owner of the Pottstown Diner and
Okay.
having 2 kids with him and went to Egypt. He's from Egypt. So I spent 2 years there and 10 months in London and just completely different from my childhood. I had it, you know what I mean? So I went from rags to riches and riches to rags again. And
So talk to me. I'm interested in this. Talk to me about that whole thing. Egypt, moving. I'm interested.
it was different. It's a third world country, so it's very, it's not clean. It's, you feel bad for the people, but I had a baby. She was 6 months at the time. And I didn't get to enjoy the country. People say, oh, wasn't it awesome you went to Egypt? No, it wasn't
Okay.
awesome.
You were being a mother.
It was being a mom and, the daily concerns of not being here. You have to bring your own water. You have to bring your own everything over there or have it shipped over, You know, then you deal with the bugs and the roaches, and you had to put a net around her crib because of they
Yeah.
don't have windows in they have windows, but not the
Not the glass part?
Not the glass part. So
Yeah.
that, all the
Just the
mosquitoes
opening.
just open. And yeah, it was difficult. It was difficult.
How old was he?
He was.
Was he older than you?
Yeah, there was a 12 years age difference.
How old were you when you guys got married?
I was 22 when we got married. I was 17 when we hooked up. I was
Okay.
22 when I got married. So
How long were you guys together?
we were together about 15 years, 15, 16 years. And then I got into an abusive relationship for 5 years, and that's what brought me here. I ended up in a safe house in Germantown, and the gentleman found me there. So I ran here, and I was clean at the time. My first clean time since 22. I got started at 22. When I had my daughter, they sent me home on Percocet. I fell in love with them, and that was the end of that. And then I started heroin after the divorce because I couldn't afford it anymore.
So, when you were in Egypt, you were still dealing with addiction?
I was still dealing with addiction.
How was it dealing with addiction in Egypt?
Believe
were
it
you
or
able
not,
to?
it's so much easier there. You can walk into a pharmacy and buy Percocets and Vicodin over there.
Oh,
I
so
wasn't
you had
dealing with
basically endless supply of
Endless
pills.
supply, yes. of
How much
whatever.
did they cost there?
Very cheap. I mean,
real?
it's about $7 our money for a 30 pills.
So they didn't have the huge markup in business that they have here.
Here.
I've done a little bit of traveling, and I
Yeah.
noticed that a lot of other countries' medical industry isn't a big business like it is here.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, in London, when I took my daughter there, it's free there, all medical. You can go into the emergency room and not pay a dime. Like, we were like, how much is it? No, just don't bill us nothing. It's free.
Wow, that's the
Yeah.
way it should be, right?
Yeah, it's
medical care.
exactly. medical care.
And also with education, a lot of places are like that.
And that's all. In Egypt, it's horrible with the education.
Is it?
Very bad with the education. I mean, most of them are taught at home. They're taught at home, like.
Yeah. So in Egypt, did the pharmacist know that you were abusing the pills?
Yeah, abusing them. Yes.
But do you think was it a common thing out there?
I don't think it was common. I think it was more common for foreigners like
Yeah.
us to go over there and
One second.
Yeah.
So
And take a certain supply and then run out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you think you're covered and you're not.
now, could you get refills whenever you wanted?
Yeah, it wasn't like refills over there. It was like buying Tylenol over
Okay,
there.
so-
You just bought it over the counter.
Affordable charge to say, everybody, affordable charge.
Let me see. So you could.
It works too.
Nah, I need a USB-C one. All right, so it was just like buying over the counter.
Yeah, over counter Tylenol.
wow.
Advil, yeah, every day. Yeah.
Okay.
So
What do you think? How many pills a day do you think you were using?
It depended what they were. I mean, at one point, Tylenol with codeine, I would eat 30 of them a day. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But Percocets, probably I was bad, 10, 15. Like, it got to the point. You know how it is.
Yeah.
You start
Well,
at
that's what
5.
I was wondering. Like,
start
could
at
you just
5.
buy the strongest?
Yes. You could buy oxys over there, over the counter.
Wow. How much
Yeah.
were they?
Maybe 20.
Wow.
20. I mean, we're talking how many years ago?
Yeah,
We're
time
talking-
difference,
Yeah, I mean,
though,
I'm
but
46.
Even still.
20
20 years ago.
Yeah.
So the early 2000s.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I had my daughter in 2001. We were over there in 2002. So
That's when,
Yeah.
like, the pill thing was sort of at its height.
out of yes, it was out
know.
of control. Out
Okay.
of control. And the doctors were getting people hooked, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then cutting them off.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I was running a business. Wasn't because I was out here. I was just living that lifestyle. I was a functional addict at the time. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
was a functional. I started at nighttime. I would just take them. My husband smoked weed, so I would take my pills at night, not during the day when the kids were awake.
Did he know?
Yeah, he knew.
Okay. He was all right with it, though?
No, it was not all right
No?
with
So
it.
you had to sort of sneak?
I didn't sneak, but he just wasn't all right with it. It could
Okay,
have caused a lot of
gotcha.
turmoil in the marriage,
All right. How would you describe that marriage? Was it
Convenience.
okay?
Yeah.
Both ways?
No, not on his part.
Did you love him?
No,
No. Did he love you?
I think so.
Yeah. Well, did
I
he
loved
treat you?
him, but I wasn't in love
Yeah,
with
yeah,
him.
yeah.
Yeah.
Did he treat you good?
Up until the end when things got tough, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Up until the end. Yeah.
What do you think was the worst thing that you had to deal with throughout the course of that relationship?
Just the differences in culture, you know, him being Muslim and me being Christian and wanting the kids to, I wanted them to learn both and he wanted them to just be, you know, strictly Muslim. So
Yeah.
that was a,
Okay.
and I learned it. I learned it for him and for the kids so that they would have a choice and be able to choose. And they did when they got older. So that was good.
Got you. What was the final straw that broke the camel's back that ended that relationship?
I think I've always been a person, morals and principles over anything else. And
Principles?
Yeah, principles and morals over anything else. And I just didn't love them and I didn't want to live in that facade anymore.
Okay.
And I told him that.
1 second, Fritz. What was his reaction?
Not good, not good. And he still to this day has not given me a divorce. He will not give me a divorce.
Was it more out of him being hurt, you think, or just the control, or?
No, yeah, I think it was a little bit. I think it was a little bit of both, actually. That's a good question. I think it was a little bit of both.
I'm so like me doing interviews with people. I love to learn about their experiences, you know, differences in culture, all that stuff, but also why we do things and why we don't, you know.
Yeah.
And especially, you know, everybody has a different perspective.
Yeah.
We could see the same thing and see it differently.
Yeah, absolutely. And we never know where somebody comes from. You know,
Yeah.
you never know where somebody comes from.
All right. So, did you go with him to London, or was that
Yeah, I went. Yeah, of course. Yeah. We went
okay?
to-
And how was things over there?
I mean, it was okay over there. It's just not a nice. It's not a nice country as far as the weather and stuff like that. So I was just miserable the whole trip because I had a baby and she was not happy. Like the
Gotcha.
whole, change in time and she just never adjusted. I guess adjusted well.
Yeah, I bet. And especially knowing how important routine is with children.
Exactly, and
I guess that would
very
be
routine,
hard.
Very, very into routine for both my kids.
Yeah. So then the next relationship is the one you said that was abusive?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me about that. How'd you meet him?
He was kind of a rescuer. I was, a single mom in my own apartment with my kids for the first time. Little to no money for the first time in a long time.
A little louder, please. I'm sorry.
A little to no money for the first time in a long time because with my
And
husband.
where'd you meet him?
I met him through my neighbor actually.
Where at though?
In Pottstown. No, in Pottstown.
Okay.
Yeah.
1 second.
And
Okay, so you met him in Pottstown.
yeah, he was prescribed a lot of pills from his doctor, and he kind of, persuaded me that way.
Yeah, of course.
And then I was losing my apartment. So he moved me and my kids in with him. We weren't a couple then, but it gradually became that. And gradually became very, very violent for 5 years. Very violent, being held hostage in my own apartment and sleeping in the bathtub. And it was just a very, very not good situation.
Was there a difference in age there also?
Yes.
How many years?
Probably 15.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you always,
Yeah.
have you been attracted to older men?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. And was it bad from the beginning?
Yeah, it was unhealthy from the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, very unhealthy.
Okay. Do you think that has to do with, I'm assuming that the pills sort of eased the relationship at the beginning?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got you.
Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah.
Tell me at what point that it became, unhealthy, physically abusive, and things like that, please.
Probably about a year into it, it became physical, and very quickly got worse, very bad, like very bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, things I don't want to talk about.
Excuse me?
Things I would not like to talk about.
Okay, got you.
But,
Respect.
yeah.
What was it? And how long did that relationship last?
5 years.
Wow. Was there times throughout that relationship that you like sought help and?
Yeah, I fled with my children at one time, and I guess was always persuaded to come back. And the addiction had a lot to do with it. And then my children were taken away from me eventually in that relationship. And
Was that due to addiction?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And the household,
Got you.
Yeah.
Did you love him?
I thought I did.
Okay. Did he love you?
I thought he did.
Yeah. If you had to say yes or no, what would you say?
I don't know how do you love somebody and do that to them? So I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a question I'll never know, I guess.
Yeah. What was the final straw with that relationship?
Just a physical situation. I got stabbed a few times, and it was
You
just-
did?
Yeah,
By him?
by him.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, so it was just time to go. So I fled, and I got clean for the first time ever since I was 22. I got clean in Fairmount, and that's when I went from Fairmount to Interim House. I don't know if you heard of that, and then to Dawn's Place, which is kind of like a safe house for abused
Yeah.
women and for
Okay.
addiction also. And he found me there, and that's when I fled here. So. And I've been here for a little over a year. I'm on the housing list. There's no help. There's no help out here, even for women in my situation. I didn't even get food stamps up until last month because I had a $275 fine warrant in Montgomery County.
Wow. Let me just wait a second. So, what would you say? Because there's going to be somebody watching this video that is in your shoes or the shoes you were in. What would you say are the signs to look for?
For abuse?
To know that, okay, this isn't an isolated incident, it's not my fault, that
Yeah.
type of stuff.
I mean, up until recently, I still thought it was my fault, but it's not, and you deserve more. You deserve better, and they say they'll never do it again, and they'll do it again, and every time it'll get worse. So just get out as fast as you can. Get your kids away too.
Wow. Is there things that you wish you would have done differently?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What are they?
I wish I would have left the first time. I saw
Gotcha.
my kids, and who knows where I'd be. I wouldn't be here, that's for sure. I don't know. Everything works out for a reason, though.
I agree. I'm a big
Yeah.
believer in that also. Yeah.
Yeah.
So are drugs part of the picture for you now?
They are still. I just started Suboxone 9 months ago. I'm not Suboxone, I'm on Sublocade, the shot.
That's the shot.
The shot, and it was the best thing I ever did.
Yeah.
Please, anybody on opiates, please do a Sublocade shot. Please go to Prevention Point. They pay you to do it. They will pay you monthly to get the shot.
For real?
And I dropped from a bundle a day down to 2 bags. I stopped shooting it and I started smoking it. And it's just gotten better every month. Every month it's gotten better. So
Wow. I'm happy for you.
Oh,
I'm
my
happy
God.
for you. I don't know you, but
Yeah.
I'm happy for you. You know.
Anybody, please do it. Why
We-
would you not want to not get paid to not be sick?
Yeah. What do they
You know what I
pay
mean?
you?
It starts at $100 the first month, 75 the second, and 50 every month after.
Wow.
You know, so
Yeah. So
yeah.
if getting a portion of your life back isn't enough, like
Right,
you
and
got a
you're
couple
not
dollars
sick, and
too,
you can
right?
still get high. If you want to look at it that way, you can still get high.
Yeah.
I don't want you to, but you can. You know what I mean? But you know, maybe eventually you can drop from.
Yeah.
You know, it was the best thing I ever did besides my kids.
Good. So you're staying out here on the streets now, though?
I am, yeah.
Okay.
I'm blessed to be on the porch of a church. Actually, one of the churches up here let me stay on the porch, so I
okay.
can keep my stuff there. So I'm in a better situation than some people out here.
Yeah.
You know.
What type of stuff have you seen out here, you know, with the young girls and stuff like that? Talk to me about that a little bit.
It's
'Cause I
horrific.
think it's so important, especially somebody who's a little more mature and
Yeah.
experienced. Because there's young girls out there who think, oh, I'm going to come to Kensington, I'm just going to flirt with the
No.
dealers, I'm just going
No.
to do this and that.
No.
Damn train again.
Yeah.
And they think that, you know, oh, I'm just gonna flirt, I'm just gonna sweet talk them,
Right.
you know, my looks are gonna, my charm, and they don't realize,
Looks
you know,
don't get you anywhere. Put it number one. And,
but trouble.
yeah, nothing but trouble. Just listen. If you're out here, stay to yourself. Find a safe place and try to get out as fast as possible. Believe me, it's not the place for it. I see guys going down women's shirts after their money and their.
Yeah.
I've seen girls offer, you know, sexual deeds for $5. It's just not. It's not the way you want to live your life. It's really not.
Yep.
It's
Do you have any questions for me?
no, not really. Thank you for what you do.
Yeah, thank you. I thank you for taking the time to speak with me.
problem.
I appreciated this conversation
Yeah.
and getting to learn a little bit about you.
Thank you.
I thank you.
Thank you.
I hope that you're successful in your recovery
Yes.
and that things just get better for you.
I hope we all are.
Yeah. So let me ask you one other question before you go. How's your relationship with how many children do you have?
I have 2 children.
2 children.
Yeah.
How's your relationship with them?
It's not good right now, but hopefully it will be
Okay.
after. I don't know that they even know where I am because of the way I had to leave. So I will reach out when
If you could say anything
Oh, don't do that.
to them, is there anything you would like to say?
Just that I love them, and I'm safe.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I thank you, and I think that's a perfect note to end this.
Thank you.
I thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Gotta give, sir.